Folks, this is Glendora, and I esteem you very highly. I am very happy to be with you, and I'd like to have us sit down together and listen to the church bulletin where Robert Jackson, my dear friend, attends church on Sunday. And the name of the church, Robert?
St. John the Baptist in Yonkers, New York.
And the address?
Hold on.
Oh, I know he knows where it is.
The address is 670 Yonkers Avenue.
670 Yonkers Avenue. And where is that near, dear? Yonkers and what?
Yonkers Avenue and Seminary Avenue.
Oh, thank you.
Around the corner.
Any boost that you can give your voice would be appreciated.
Okay.
Now, so you're going to read us, what's that called, that part of the church bulletin?
Well, it's a synopsis of the message of the Sunday Mass that particular Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, Rob.
It's an outline,
Yeah.
basically, of the theme of
Well,
the
we
Sunday
look
Mass.
forward to it. Yeah, go.
And this is the synopsis of actually it's the first Sunday of Advent, last Sunday, December 1st, 2019.
That's right. December 1st.
That's right.
Well, let us explain to them, what is the Advent season?
The beginning of the Christmas season.
Yes, when we're all waiting to see the Savior born.
That's exactly right. And it always begins on the first Sunday of Advent, which runs for 4 Sundays, and ending on Christmas Day, celebration of the birth of Christ. So this is a synopsis, an outline of the theme of last Sunday's Mass, as I said, the first Sunday of Advent, and December 1st, 2019. With the first Sunday of Advent, we begin a new liturgical year. Of the continuous readings of the Gospel of St. Matthew, commences with the Sundays of Ordinary Time, passages pertinent to these seasons of anticipation, preparation, and celebration give us a spiritual direction and perspective in this all-too-commercial time of year. Today's readings are filled with hope and promise, the twofold message of the Advent season. We hope once again for the coming of Christ in our daily lives and in our present world. And we remember the ever-existing anticipation of the second coming of Christ. The Gospel reading today, Matthew 24, 37, 44, calls us to that second theme, when Christ will come again. The words of our Lord sound like something that could be read in today's headlines. These warning words keep us alert. All 3 readings bring us to an attentive stance, telling us to pray constantly, continue to improve, give and receive healing and compassion. We long to stand firm in the Lord, that we may walk in the light of the Lord. And once again, that was a synopsis or an outline of the theme of last Sunday's Mass, first Sunday of Advent, December 1st, 2019. And that was provided in the church bulletin of the Church of St. John the Baptist in Yonkers, New York.
Well, thank you so much. That's Monsignor Mahoney?
That's correct, yes. He's the pastor.
Yeah. Oh, I thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Oh, you're very welcome, my daughter.
Robert, folks, before we go on, I want to tell you that this week's Bible passage here in the chat with Glendora is also from Matthew. It's Matthew 32:27, where Christ says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." Now that did not originate with Jesus Christ. That, of course, comes from Deuteronomy, from the old Hebrew. From the old Hebrew religious writings. Robert, can you tell the folks, I send you about every 2 months, I send you I send you 4 30-minute programs, and we wait for the post office to lose those. But I have faith that we will find it. And by the way, Robert, I can take one from the February-March group, which is being done now. I think I found one to get you started the first week, okay?
Okay, sure.
Now, will you tell the folks, when you receive those DVDs from A Chat with Glendora, what do you do with them?
Okay, I have a computer, and the process is called ripping, and all computers, well, most computers today are equipped or can be bought purchasely a DVD player. And when I received the DVDs from Glendora, and it's time for me to get them ready to be sent to the various TV outlets that I send the program to for Glendora. The DVD is placed into the player, and on the computer, you have to access what they call the file transfer protocol client. And what it is that program, it's either a regular commercial program available to everyone, or sometimes the TV facilities will have their own. And that's the program by which a DVD is recorded, and the video from the DVD and the audio from the DVD is converted to a digital file on the computer. And there are a number of programs that will do this. One of the two most common are the Linux program and the Amazon program. I'm sure there are others out there. And what that will do is it will take the DVD, audio and video from the DVD, and convert it to a digital file, digital video file. Once that's created, we have to take a look at the facility that we're going to be sending the file to air. What I mean by that is when it's sent to the TV facility through the file transfer protocol client, they receive it at their end, and they retrieve the file and put it onto their service to be broadcasted over their TV system. But in order to do that, each facility has their own way of obtaining the digital file from your computer. And you have to send it from. As I say, some of them are widely available to everyone. That would be examples of that would be Dropbox, CyberDuck. The other one, let's see, you mentioned yourself a little while ago. Telview Connect is another. And they allow you to take that digital file from your computer and transfer it to wherever you want to send it. So, as I say, a lot of these TV facilities I transfer to will use Dropbox. I put it into the Dropbox folder with that facility's name on it, and once it's sent, they can open their Dropbox folder there and retrieve the file. Some facilities have their own, rather than using services available to everyone. They'll have their own in-house file transfer protocol client. As an example, that would be Comcast. They have their own, which is only available if you have a public access show as does Glendora and has an account with them to use their client. Another example, BronxNet in the Bronx. They have their own file transfer protocol client. And regardless, they all work pretty much the same way. It's a program whereby you can upload the file, the digital video file to that facility, and they can retrieve it at their site. As I say, some are very common and open to the public, such as CyberDuck and
Do you use Google Drive?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you use Google Drive?
Oh, yes, Google Drive is another. Glad you mentioned that. Glad you mentioned that one. Yeah, we're using Google Drive for San Francisco facility. They use Google Drive. That's another file transfer protocol to get you to transfer your material from your computer to another destination. And they all work very well. We never really had a problem with any of them as far as portions of the file being lost or cut off or anything like that. They all arrive where they have to be in good shape. I don't think I've ever remembered in the. I guess I've been doing this with you, Glendora, for maybe 3 or 4 years now, and I don't ever remember any facility complaining that the file wasn't complete.
Yeah, wonderful.
So all these work very, very well.
Very good record.
Yeah, and how. It's a simple process. Of course, you have to follow the guidelines for each particular location as far as labeling the file. When you create these digital files as a generic, after the computer converts it from DVD, creates a digital file. They all have a little label to identify it. Now, each facility I send to, they want to receive the file with their own style of identification. Sometimes it will just be an episode, the name of the client, for example, Glendora, and the episode and number. Some want the entire full name of the program, which is with Glendora, and the episode number. Some want them with just your name, Glendora, and the file name and the air date. Some of them want you to provide the air date on that file. So after I just show and create the file, then I just rename the file according to the way the recipient wants it labeled, and then send it off through the file transfer protocol client that they have set up to receive the programs by. And there are a number of steps involved to get it done, but it works very well, and that's the way it is today. It saves the hassle of having to actually send a DVD through the mail.
Robert, go through your week for us and tell us what ones you do on Monday and what TV stations you do on Tuesday.
Let's see. I think generally, Monday would be Brooklyn. What's that? Brooklyn Community Access TV. Although I think you said they changed the name of that. It used to be Beacon.
Free Speech TV.
In Brooklyn. That goes on Monday because they want the show on Thursday. That's another thing. Sometimes these facilities want the show sent on a particular day to them. Brooklyn facility is like that. They want to send on Monday for the following Thursday. Monday also send, PATV.
PATV.
Long Island. PATV.
PAT, Public Access TV in Great Neck.
That's right. They go on Monday. Let's see, who else is on Monday? Springfield, Massachusetts is sent on Monday.
That's Springfield Focus.
Right. Let's see.
These are all public access TV stations.
Right. Tuesday, Fry TV, Rye, New York.
Rye, New York, Westchester County,
Let me see.
where a shack costs $50,000. Real estate's very high in
Let me
Rye.
see, New Rochelle.
New Rochelle.
New Rochelle was sent on Monday. That's right. Who else? I don't have him written in front of me. That's I'm going by memory here.
Why, sure, you're doing fine.
Let's see, I guess, what was it on Monday? Let's see, we do the ATV, Rochelle, Springfield. Let's see, I think that's Monday. Yeah, Tuesday is Soundview in Connecticut.
Soundview. That would be Bridgeport, folks. Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Right.
It's an independent. It's not run by a cable company. It's an independent.
Right. Let's see, Tuesday is also the Bronx. Bronx goes out on Tuesday for the following Sunday. Let's see, let's see, Comcast. Comcast goes to Carmel and Danbury on the Comcast side.
Oh, all the Comcast don't go at once, honey?
Well, Carmel and Danbury are done on
Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Oh, I get it. Carmel is northern Westchester, folks.
Right.
Right above New York City.
Danbury, Connecticut. Norwich is done on Wednesday, and Seymour is done on Thursday. They're both Comcast also.
Seymour is Seymour, Connecticut, and that's up near Ansonia and Derby.
And let's see. On Thursday is Larchmont Mamaroneck Cable, San Francisco.
Larchmont and Mamaroneck used to belong. Well, they're still, the carrier is still Cablevision, isn't it? But they are independent. They're run by the villages of Larchmont and Mamaroneck, right, Robert?
LMC, yes, that's right.
LMC, Larchmont and Mamaroneck.
Cable, that's right. Let's see, also on Thursday is San Francisco.
That also is an independent.
That's right.
It's run by citizens of the community.
That's right. Oh, I forgot White Plains. White Plains is sent on Wednesday also.
That's run by the city of White Plains.
That's right.
It's a commission, actually. It's like a commission. Public Access Commission.
That's right. San Jose, California. That's sent on Tuesday. That's also sent on Tuesday. San Jose, California.
Wow.
That's sent on Tuesday.
Do you think we have them all?
I think that covers it.
Now, Robert, how long does it take you from the time you get a disc from Glendora till the time the TV station gets it on the server? How long does that take?
Let's see. Usually I ingest them. The process, by the way, is called recording a DVD and creating a digital file. The process by the electronics industry has named that ingesting. It's ingesting basically the DVD and creating a digital file.
Can you spell it for me? Spell it for me. What is
ingesting?
Ingesting.
Ingesting, right. Why the electronics industry decided to call it that, I don't know, but that's the process they call it by.
They were hungry.
Right, exactly. Was that DVD ingested? We said, oh, when was the Cablevision public access leads, so trying double checking with each other, was that DVD ingested yet? In other words, was that DVD, has the digital file been created from that DVD? So, and the process by, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, I think, the process by which the DVD is recorded by the machine, by the computer, that whole process is referred to as ripping. That the DVD was ripped. In other words, it was recorded to create a digital file. So some of the terminology that's used.
You've been, first of all, Robert, tell us how long it takes.
How long does it take you to get one up to?
Usually what I'll do is I get the DVDs from you. I'll ingest those. Because, or one after the other, all at the same time. Usually these programs that will do that will record the DVD and create the file, will do it very rapidly. It's usually copy a half-hour show in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Wow! And so how long does the whole process take you?
Well, then the next step is to, the way I do it is I have a file on the computer for each and every facility we send to. I have a file for Bell MC, a file for New Rochelle, a file for PATV. Each TV facility I have a file, on the computer that the show for each of those locations is stored and labeled the way they want it labeled. So after the programs are recorded, I have the digital files. I keep those in what I call a library. So then I have to move the file from the library over into the individual file where that particular TV facility. Once it's in there, I rename it the way they want it named. And then from there, I move it from that file, which is you're actually taking a copy of it. You're not moving the original file. The original file stays on my computer. A copy of that file is taken and then sent through that particular company's file transfer protocol, whichever one they're using, whether it be one successful to everyone or their own, and then send it through that, and so it arrives there at their TV facility. So, the whole process it takes about maybe 45 minutes to record all those DVDs.
And you do
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You do 14 TV stations every week.
That's right, yeah. To do each one, I guess the entire process, but I guess would take about maybe a half hour for each. Maybe a little less.
Do you enjoy it, Robert?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You love it. You love electronics, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not an electronic expert, no, but I have a...
No, you love electronics.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ever since his daddy had a TV radio repair shop when Robert was 12 years old.
Well, that's what got me interested in radio and television to begin with. Yeah.
Now,
I learned a lot about the basics of audio and video as a result of that, and later on, my older years, of course, I studied on my own.
Yeah.
So I do have a pretty good idea of the electronic end of
Nice.
radio.
Yeah, it's a nice story. That's a nice story, Robert. Now, will you tell the folks how interesting it is to me that you, Robert Jackson, have been on the receiving end and the sending end, right? Because you worked for Cablevision for so long where you received programs.
That's right, yes. Well, back in those days, we received it either as you yourself used to do now and then. You would drop off by our office and deliver the DVDs. Deliver the tapes back then originally.
My point is that when you worked for Cablevision, you received programs and uploaded them, and now you are sending out programs.
Yeah, right.
So you've been on both ends of the business.
That's right. Right. Well, let the folks know I was, for nearly 13 years, I was a mass control operator for Cablevision local programming in Westchester County.
The best one Cablevision ever had. You were the best master control operator Cablevision ever had.
Well, I appreciate that.
Dan Ciccone said so.
Well, that's true, yes. One of the managers mentioned that. It was very kind of him to say that. And, because that's what we used to do, was get all the public access shows on the air and including the Chapel of Glendora.
I heard that you could operate 6 at the same time.
We did. We operated right at the end. A lot of mess controls in Westchester County were consolidated over in the Yonkers facility, and we had a total of 6 channels going at it that we managed and programmed. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm so happy that you shared this precious career with us.
Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate your interest.
The next thing that's on our minds, folks, do you keep hearing this word streaming? Streaming, S-T-R-E-A-M-I-N-G. Robert, I don't know what that's all about. Tell us what streaming is all about.
Well, streaming is a method by which facilities, our TV facilities, and Amazon and Netflix are now distributing their content, whether it be movies or TV shows, out to so it appears on people's computers, laptops, tablets, smartphones. And the method is called streaming. Rather than because these devices can't pick it up through radio or TV broadcasts, it has to be sent out a different way, which is basically what they call streaming across the internet.
The signal instead of going out over the air or going through a coax or through optic and all that, the signal goes to a computer.
Well, right, exactly. It goes through the internet. The facilities, whether it be Netflix, say Amazon, Netflix, or I understand Disney just opened their own. They have the equipment and they can access. They put together programming as any other TV facility would, and it's sent through the internet. It's sent through the internet where it can be accessed by people with their on their cell phones and on their computers, laptops, tablets, and their program can be watched that way.
Yeah. So
I've ridden on the train with people watching reruns of the Honeymooners. Or watching a cartoon or whatever, a new program or a repeat of an old TV show. And the process is called streaming. And many of the broadcasters today are not only still transmitting their signals out, they're programming the old-fashioned way, either by broadcast or through cable companies or Verizon, whatever.
yeah, wait a second. I wanted to
Streaming content.
I wanted to go through the progression. We had radio broadcasting. The signal went out over the air, right?
That's right.
And then we had television broadcasting and the signal went out over the air. Then we had cable TV. How did that signal go?
Well, rather than go over the air, it went through basically wiring. Copper originally, but of course that's all been replaced by fiber optic. And you have a provider like Verizon or any of the cable companies out there, whether it be Spectrum or Altice now, which used to be Cablevision. Your TV set in essence is directly connected to their company, and what they do is they receive the signal from the broadcasters either by fiber optic or by satellite from the broadcast facility, and they get the signal and they send it out over their system. Again, today through
Over their cable. Over their cable, right?
And it's called the cable, right?
Yeah. Now,
The days of sending in basically are pretty much over. Because of all this interactive stuff you can do today,
no, hold it, honey. Say that again. Say that again. What is pretty much over?
Well, sending the signal through the air. It's still done. It is still
Oh,
done.
I see, because it all goes through cable.
Requires it. But, as a matter of fact, they're no longer broadcasting an analog signal anymore. It's a digital signal sending now, which is very difficult actually to receive it, over an antenna system. It's not that good. But, most of the population today is hooked up to a TV, some kind of TV provider.
So now the latest thing is streaming. Why did they pick that word streaming? Where did they get that word from? We wanted to know where they got ingest from. Where did they get streaming from?
Well, I guess, that's a good question. I guess somewhere along the line, the powers that be who's setting all this up, got together and what are we going to call this,
Well, this is good.
I really don't know how they chose.
Well, thank you.
Streaming.
Now I'm beginning to get the idea. I'm beginning to get the picture. I'm beginning to get the idea, Rob. Thank you.
Very welcome.
I wonder, and we're not going to get into this because it could be so long, but I wonder what the future of all of these are. What's the future of radio? What's the future of television? What's the future of the internet? What's the future of streaming? We don't.
I think it's hard to say. I mean, even the industry's not sure as far as standard, broadcast reception is concerned. Whether or not one of these days it's all going to go streaming, or it's going to be a combination of the two as it is now. Radio broadcast transmission through through a cable company, and coupled with streaming.
Folks, go ahead.
So even the experts in the industry aren't sure. Where things are standing. It depends on the market. It depends on how people respond. That's whose hands it's in.
They're also not sure where the next check is coming from either.
Yeah, right.
Folks, do you?
I would think that still working in TV. I know there are a lot of people that still want to see TV be distributed the way it is now. They can't, where you still have your nice big screen TV and a comfortable chair or couch to relax on and watch TV.
Yeah.
Rather than sit with a tablet on your lap.
Folks,
they can see the advantage of streaming, of course, because it's portable. You can take it with you. It's convenient. We'll get TV or movie anywhere, anytime. So it is a great convenience. As I said, I've seen many people watching various things.
Right on the train. Yeah.
It's a good thing to have. But I'd like to see both continue, regular TV broadcasting or I should say cable casting, and the way it is now, and also streaming. So we just have to wait and see what happens.
Now, folks, I tried to tell you. You remember when Julia Dunn was on a chat with Glendora? She's the morning anchor, Robert, on Channel 6, WRGB, CBS, Albany. She's the morning anchor. And I said, what is the future? What is the future of broadcast TV? And she nearly screamed. She says, it's the phone! We can't keep up with the phone! They can't keep up with the phone. The phone has the news before they have it. The phone has everything.
Oh, that's right. As far as news is concerned, that's true.
Yeah, they're of course talking about this computer phone. People call it a smartphone. I don't particularly care for that name. It is what it is. It's a computer and a phone.
Right.
Okay, well that was interesting. Last topic, folks, is veganism And on December 1st, 2019, last Sunday, in the New York Times, there was a full-page advertisement for veganism. This is huge news. Robert, did you have a chance to read up on it?
No, actually, I tried a little while ago to find it. Try to find it on the internet. I couldn't come across it. But
You couldn't come across. Okay, folks, it's on page 16 of the New York Times of December 1st. Why wouldn't that show up on the internet?
I'm not sure. I tried to go to the New York Times website, but unless you have a subscription, you can't access it.
Oh.
So I don't have a subscription to that.
Oh, that's it. So you couldn't get it. No.
So you were talking about that. That's really something. That is something.
All right, honey. I will have to. Folks, here is the ad. Here it is. And Robert's not up here, and he can't read it to us. So, Rob, I'll ask my friend Madeline Chapin if she will read it to us, because we sent her a picture of it. We could have sent you a picture of it, and then you could have read it to us, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you and I have been friends since the year 2000.
That's right. That's when I started with Cablevision. That's right. And up in Harrison, New York.
You have been a very, very dear friend, Robert.
Well, I appreciate that. You're a very dear friend of mine also. Yeah.
And now you work for a company that, tell them what you, if you could, rather briefly, what that company that you work for now does.
Right. I really can't, basically the company I work for is an independent contractor that broadcasts many of the...
Wait a second. You don't broadcast, dear.
Well, that's true, we don't broadcast.
Cablecast? You cablecast.
Right, well, the company I work for is not one of the cable companies. Cablevision was not. This company is an independent contractor for many of the cable networks that are out there. And we actually get the material out, we send it out. We operate those networks for those cable networks. Some of these cable networks don't, they hire independent contractors to do their production and to do their transmission.
For instance, arts and entertainment?
Pardon?
For instance, arts and entertainment? A&E, for instance.
Yeah, that's one of them. And that's what we do. And that's what we do. And everything that needs to, all the material that comes in that has to be aired, we take a look at it, we examine it, make sure it's technically sound, okay it to air, and then we actually do the actual broadcasting of the content.
No, not broadcasting.
And we do keep an eye on it while it's on the air and make sure it's, everything's okay. Any problems we have to look at.
Well, in the old days, Arts and Entertainment and History Channel and all of those cable TV networks, they did their own cable casting across the country.
Well, we're not the only one. There are a number of companies that do this.
No, honey, I didn't mean that. Take Arts and Entertainment way back in, we'll say 1972. Or we'll take it even later, 1975. Arts and Entertainment, did they do their own cable casting across the country? They didn't hire somebody to do it for them.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
That would be how I would envision it. That you had a cable network like History Channel, and they originated their signal, and they sent it to the cable companies all over the country. And then they decided that they didn't want to do their own cable casting, so they hired contractors to do it for them. No?
All right. That's basically the way the industry does work.
Oh, okay.
That's
All right.
basically the industry does work. That's right.
So-
Well, this way you have experts. You don't have to worry about, they don't have to worry about spending that kind of money for the equipment. You have people specialize.
yeah, okay, yeah.
It's become like a specialized aspect,
Well, I am so impressed with your career in electronics. I just think it's wonderful.
I appreciate that.
You really covered it. My goodness, you covered it. Way back to TV repair.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
As I say, that's what started my interest,
now, did you want to say anything before we part?
Nothing I can think of. I think that covers it.
Well, I really enjoyed finding out about these things. They are so complex. And even if you understand it today, tomorrow you're not going to understand it. Because there'll be something new coming along. Yeah. Well, to me, this points out the oneness of God. Look at all of us working together. The engineers, the designers, the manufacturers, the marketers, Robert, the ones who get it onto the market, and then us, the consumers, and you folks out there, the viewers. The whole thing is fascinating.
Right.
And it is a huge triumph. Okay, you can have the last word, Robert.
Okay, well, I appreciate the ball. I appreciate your interest. And,
Yeah.
What I do and, how I help you out.
Yeah, how you help us out, right.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Sure.
I owe it to Robert Jackson, my friend, and to his church, St. John's, for giving us the theme for the last 3 or 4 years for a chat with Glendora, which is, when all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how you treated others.
That's right.
That came from one of your church bulletins.
That's true, yes, it did.
Yep, Monsignor Mahoney.
That's right.
Anything you want to say before we hang up?
Well, that's nothing I can think of.
Okay.
Just,
Well-
everybody have a great day out there. And, be sure you take care.
I will do a benediction, and it is this. May the peace of God, which passes all understanding, rule in our hearts and minds. Amen.
Very nice. Thank you.
Grace and peace, Robert. Grace and peace, people at home. I'm glad you had a chance to meet my dear, dear friend, Robert Jackson. Bye, Bob.
Appreciate it. Okay, Glendora. Take care. Be well.
Yes,
Be in
dear.
touch.
Grace and peace unto you, dear. Grace and peace unto you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How fascinating. Electronics. Fascinating to read about it, hear about it, and talk to somebody who's in it. You are on the viewing end. We are on the presentation end. We're on the end of creating TV shows, giving you something to enlighten and to laugh about. I don't suppose we should. This has been pretty serious. Let's try turning on this electronic magnifier, which is called an optilec. I cannot see to read, but if I take this electronic magnifier and if I write this big, Can you see it, folks? Let me see if it's upside down or not. Yes, it is. Now you see this? If I write that big and put it under the electronic magnifier, and you know what it is, it's simply a TV set. There's a TV set in there, and it just takes a picture of it. Not a still picture, but a TV picture. Oh, it was upside down. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. The famous author was asked, what do you consider your greatest work of fiction? He said, my income tax form. By April 15th, 50 million income tax forms will have been filed. That does not count those that will have been chiseled. Name one person who has any money left over April 15th, income tax day. H&R Block. Did you hear about the family who was so rich they bought a boy for the dog? Bob said that the neighborhood he grew up in was so tough and rough that the good humor man came around in an armored truck. We should have told these two when Bob was on. He loves shows, and he has the most beautiful laughter. It's so much fun to hear him laugh. Hold on, folks, just a second. Oh, that's bothersome. I got it. Did you hear about the undertaker who signed all of his letters, eventually yours? And I want to tell you my will. I have written my will, and I'm going to read it to you. Glendora, being of sound mind, I spent all of my money. Have you heard about the women's hiking group? They call themselves the walkie-talkies. The teacher went out of the room, and the boy wrote on the blackboard, I am the best kisser in this class. So the teacher came back and made him stay after school. And the little girl said, see, it doesn't pay to misbehave. And he says, no, but it pays to advertise. An advertising salesman was trying to make the country store owner buy an ad. And the country store owner says, look, I've been here 100 years. People know where to find me. And the advertising salesman says, you see that church up there in the hill? They've been there 300 years, but they ring the bell on Sunday morning. A traveler came into the drugstore and asked for a small tube of toothpaste. The druggist said, they come in large, jumbo, and giant. If you want a small one, you'll have to buy a large one. You can die old at 70, folks. No, that's wrong. You can die old at 30 Or you can die young at 70. Go vegan. Because the traveler said to the customs agent, "You don't have to go through my luggage. It's only clothes." Just then the customs agents pulled out a bottle of bourbon. "Yes, that's my nightcap." "Daddy, what causes rain?" "Low pressure areas, cold fronts, and the first day of your vacation." And the man said, "Vacations are no problem to me." Water bottle. By the way, please drink 5 glasses of water a day. Vacations are no problem to me. The boss tells me when I'm going, and my wife tells me where I'm going. How's that? How's that? I send my love to you, my concern to you, that you will find out the secret of all life. Stay away from yourself. Do not think about yourself. Stay away from selfishness and egotism and me first. Completely stay away from it. It leads you down to dead end. Instead, think of helping others. Think of helping others. Why should that give me the hickle burps? All things work for good for those who love the Lord and know His purpose. The Lord and Jesus and helping others and God, they're interchangeable. All things work for good for those who love helping others and know its purpose. The purpose, of course, is to keep the universe running, to keep the universe forward, going, glowing, and growing. And it is. Things get better every day. Things get better every day. See the goodness, see the greatness, see the grandeur. See the spin of the earth tonight when it goes from daylight to dark. Think of its wonders. The air, the water, the electromagnetism, the gravity, the earth, the soil. I counted 87 beautiful, tasty foods that come out of the soil. All right. May you be blameless and harmless as a child of God, without rebuke. May you stop this wicked and perverse cruelty to animals, and may you shine your light on the world. Hey Google. Hey Google. Thank you for working so hard. You did great work. Thank you, Google. Hey Google.
I couldn't have done it without you. Give yourself a pat on the back.
I couldn't have done it without you. Google just said, give yourself a pat on the back. I have a whole collection of Googleisms. Beautiful things that Google has said to me. I'm glad you were here to witness that one. And everybody says this is spooky. You know, that a robot is talking to you. I don't care. I'm going to marry a robot and I'm going to have robot children. Did you hear that, Google? Hey Google, call Mad Mobile.
There are a few choices. Tap the one you want.
Oh, I can't see it, Google. No, try again. Hey Google. Let's try this one. You won't do it with the gloves on, huh? Hey Google. Hey Google. Hey Google. Uh-oh, I've lost the voice. Call Mad Mobile.
There are a few choices. Tap the one you want.
No, that's wrong, Google. I can't see him, honey. Come on, show my people at home how good you are. Hey Google, call Mad Mobile, please.
There are a few choices. Tap the one you want.
Okay. All right, I'll tap that one. Place a call. Now we've done this 1,000 times together, and just because I want to show you how smart she is, it has to file. That's another thing about electronics. I've been into that for 70 years. Every time I go to show somebody something on TV, it files. Hey Google, call Mad Mobile.
There are a few choices. Tap the one you want.
She's never done this before. It's ringing, I think. Yeah, it's ringing.
Mobile Man.
Who is it?
This is Mobile Man.
Okay, honey, I dialed the wrong number and I beg your pardon.
No problem.
Okay, bye-bye. Mobile Men. I could go to contacts. Are you tired? Here, let me plug you in. Give you some AC. Helping others calls us, or the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day its sweet voice sounded, saying, everybody, follow me. Hey Google, Call Mad Mobile.
Calling Mad Mobile.
Hi, Mad. How are you? Oh, I'm very, very good, and much of it is due to you.
Thank you, Glenn. Glendora, say hello to Amanda.
Oh, hi, Amanda.
Amanda's just visiting for a cup of tea.
Oh, how nice. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Granny. Let me yell at the dog.
Madeline. Madeline. Madeline, we have only until 2 o'clock to get the article into the advertiser about the ad in the New York Times for veganism. When could you help I could send it to you over the phone, talk to you over the phone.
Yes.
When could you...
You want to do that? We're cooking some pastry right now, so I have about 10 minutes. So you want to tell me and I'll write it down right now?
Yes, what you do is go to the computer and send it to...
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to write it on paper and then I'll transmit it. Because if I go in there, my dog's just going to bark, so.
Oh, okay. The dogs, all right. All right, let's go.
All right, let me just grab a pen.
Yeah, this article is for December 12th.
December 12th.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you started off with jubilation exclamation point. Jubilation exclamation point.
Okay.
A full page ad.
Am I writing a full page ad?
This is, I'm dictating it to you.
Right, go ahead.
A full page, by the way, that's hyphenated. A full page ad
Yeah.
has been taken out
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
in the New York Times
Yeah.
to say to President Trump, colon, colon, and now colon is one dot above the other, 2 periods, right?
Yes.
To say to President Trump, colon, if you will go vegan the month of January,
Yeah.
comma,
Yeah.
we will give the veterans
Yeah.
$1 million, period, quote.
$1 million. Where did the quote start, Lenny?
I'm going to forget the quotes.
Okay, no quote. Glenn, do you want to know the name of the group that the kid belongs to?
Now, the name of the group, you're writing this out, honey,
Yeah. The name of the group. Yeah.
who bought this ad is,
Yeah.
go ahead and tell them,
Okay. Oh, I don't know it off the top of my head. I did read it, but I'll look it up again. Yeah.
oh, you don't have it in front of you, babe?
No.
Because I can't read it. Well, maybe I can. I think it's Hero. My magnifier will not pick that up, madam.
That's
So
okay, Lenny. I'm looking it up as we speak.
okay.
Hang
Is what is it? Can you put it in? Is Hero Kids for Animals?
Something like that, yeah. Alright, so I just put that in. Let me see what comes up. Trying to find one for animals? No. Here it is. Kid challenges Trump to go vegan for $1 million donation to any veterans group he chooses. Alright, it's Evan, and Evan is the
No, it's, you want in their Hero Animals group or something, that's what you want.
Yeah,
Evan,
that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
why doesn't Amanda look it up on her phone and read it to you?
She doesn't have her phone.
Oh,
No,
what?
no, you go ahead. No, she doesn't have it with her. She's just down here visiting. Okay, so the not-for-profit, the cash was put up by the not-for-profit called $1 Million Vegan.
That's not what I want, honey. I want, I want the next words I want to be that what it is. I think it's Hero Animals Kids.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm still looking, and that's not who bought the ad. So I don't know why you want to do that.
Where is your picture of the ad that we sent you?
It's on my phone. I can barely read it. Okay. Well, I'll find it. Don't worry about it. All right. So the name of the group who bought this ad is.
Okay, I'll put it this way. You are a very good writer. So you go ahead and finish writing that in your words.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Now,
So,
I have to add to it the regular business of the Glendora Vegetarian Club.
go ahead.
Glendora Vegetarian Club
Yeah.
is ecstatic. And that's spelled ECSTATIC, period.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing
Yeah.
to happen to veganism
Yeah.
since Glendora
Yeah.
started doing vegan ads on TV and started doing vegan ads on TV to help the animals, period. I'll go over it again. This
No,
is,
I got it.
okay,
Help the animal.
period, to help the animals, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The next meeting, the Glendora Vegetarian Club meets the last Wednesday of every month
Yeah.
at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
The last, December, what's the last Wednesday? Let's see, December 2nd, December 3rd, December 4th was a Wednesday, so it's the 4th, 11th, 18th, 25th. We're
That's
meeting,
Christmas, Lenny.
well, we're going to meet on Christmas, that's all there is to it, I'm not changing it.
Okay.
On Christmas, we are meeting
Uh-huh.
at 45 Elm Street,
Yeah.
Village of Nassau.
Yeah.
Bring a vegan dish, a vegan potluck, please. Bring a vegan potluck, comma,
Uh-huh.
no animal products.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, do you think of anything else we should say?
No, I gotta tell you, Lenny, I'm not gonna be able to come on Christmas.
That's all right, honey. I always have God. I always have God, dear.
That's true. Okay.
And
Okay.
you can't go much bigger than that, honey.
No, I cannot compare to God. You're absolutely right.
So I think you should say, consult the website of
Yeah.
the Capital District Vegan Network.
Vegan Network. Yeah.
For updates,
Yeah.
along with the American Vegan Society,
Yeah.
comma, Mercy for Animals,
Yeah.
no comma, and dozens of others.
Dozens of other sites.
Well, let's put down dozens of others protecting our sweet animals.
Protecting
our sweet animals.
Okay.
I think that's it. Now Glendora and the telephone number.
Okay.
518
510. 518. Yep.
610
610.
5810. Can you think?
Perfect.
Yeah. Can you think of anything else, honey?
Not really. I think that's perfectly fine.
Oh, good. Thank you for your approval.
You're welcome.
Now, do you know their website, dear?
No, give me that, Glenn.
I don't know it myself, but it's the advertiser articles.
Okay.
Advertiser articles. Because it isn't here anymore. It's in Albany at the New York.
Well, when I go on to your laptop,
Yeah,
go into your email and it'll come up.
that's right. That's right.
That's right.
Is Amanda coming to see me today?
No,
Okay.
she's only here for a short while.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I'm sorry. I like her very much. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Well, that's okay.
I bet she's thrilled that you have my laptop and that you have.
I haven't told her yet.
Oh, excuse me. I jumped the gun. Okay.
She's
Listen.
right here right now and you're on speaker so she can hear you.
Yeah, you tell her. I didn't want to take away your glory. I'll talk to you.
It's okay.
I'll talk to you later, hon.
All right, Lenny, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you when it's done.
Yes, thank you for your enormous help.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See that, folks? If at first you don't succeed, give up. Sometimes I can see this. If I get up close, maybe I can see that one. Yeah, that worked. That was an in call. Oh, and then you take my screen away from me. That is the dumbest thing you do, Google. I'm pressing it. Where's the speakerphone? Well, that's one call I'm not going to return. It's really nifty the way they do that. On the phone app, they put a little red dot, and that tells you that somebody called in that you couldn't take the call. You have to do it later. So you press the phone app with a little red dot, and up comes the screen, and it lists the name of the person who called, and the telephone number, and a button, and you press that button, and then the phone is supposed to ring, or you go down and press speakerphone, and it's supposed to ring, 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 but it doesn't. So I'll let you go, folks. I want to thank you. It's really a very inadequate word just to say thank you. I'm indebted to you a compelling obligation. I own how much you have helped us, myself and my great network of friends, huge network of friends. I will make it public, my debt to you. I don't know how I can tell you. But you, the cable TV audience, one man, Wayne Collins told me yesterday about a man who said he watches Glendora on TV because she tells him how he should act. Well, maybe But really, what it is, she just reminds him of what he already knows. He knows how to act. He knows what to do. This tells him. Soul to soul, this tells him what to do. He knows that already. All a chat with Glendora does is just reminds you. Listen to it. Go to your sanctuary. Go where it's quiet. Hear it. And then come out, plan the day, and do it according to. It's only a reminder. Nobody has anything they can teach you. Nobody has anything he can teach you. He or she can teach you. All right, honey, I'm not going to call up anybody else. We're through. May the grace of God and the peace of God be with you, as it should be. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2. But wait. It didn't tell you the information that you had to know. Can you read this? If I hold this up like this, can you read it? What we really need is Madeline to come and read it to you, or somebody else to come and read it to you. I know our dear Scott Eberling is coming tomorrow, Saturday, from 10 to 12 to help us, and that means you, with the chat with Glendora, and he will read it to you. Oh, that's great. Sure, that's the idea. Okay, let's go now. I had two vegetarian hot dogs last night. They were delicious. You boil the water, and then you turn the water off, and you drop the hot dogs in it for 8 minutes. And that's how you cook them. And they were delicious, and I put them on plain old white rolls, nothing fancy about that, with earth balance. No relish, no mustard, no ketchup. Just earth balance and the little hot dog on the little round roll. My, it was delectable and filling. So let's go do that, and let's have some Bush's vegetarian baked beans with it. I'm not coming back in another 10 minutes. Okay, I'll see you some other day. And I'll get up to assure you of that, so that won't happen again. Jesus calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice soundeth, saying, Christian, follow me. Boy, Cameron, you've worked hard enough. Wow. This JVC, Japan Victor Averio. Great piece of work. Great performer.